Alrighty, good evening, Rando fans. Welcome to this ALTTPR League Season 4 Invitational League matchup between the Visasigns and... I'm sorry. Oops. I'm sorry. I am not going to be good at the German today. Oops. Da war es nicht and 2Pearl2Furious, consisting of Raylan Tankir, the Visasigns, Scary Olives, and Trinex. I am joined today by Wolflink. I am Scupula.
Good afternoon, everyone, and I'm glad to be here. So yeah, Team Oops is I'm going to call them because I'll just be honest, that is German as far as I can tell. I cannot speak German, so I do not wish to offend our German audience, which I believe we are on a German restream tonight as well. But yeah, they are the Open Division champions, actually. They actually won Season 3's Open Division and are now here in the Invitational side here in the Skull Woods Division. Team 2Furious, meanwhile, they are just been consistent here. They didn't make playoffs last season, but they've been a strong team. They're here to stay.
Okay, so for those who are just now tuning into the league, which is all of 2 days old, 3, I guess, for the Invitational, we are playing co-op all dungeons, meaning no key shuffle. Everything is standard in that regard, but you got to do all the dungeons. And we have 2 teammates on the seed, so everybody's playing the same seed, but each teammate can share with either voice or text information about the seed as they go, which is why you're seeing right now each teammate starting at a different location. We have the top starting at Sanctuary, which is nice because it's easy to follow, and the bottom starting at Link's house. That being said, I missed what was in Link's house. The Sanctuary just had a map, though.
Yeah, we also saw a map check as well. Looks like Tower Hair is a green pendant, Deserts are blue pendant, and Eastern is a crystal. And just to clarify something for all dungeons here, folks, that does include both AGA 1 and AGA 2, so this is an AGA required seed regardless of what the items are. And today is the Mushroom as well, so we might have to do AGA them sooner rather than later.
Yeah, Mushroom and Shovel are nobody's favorite thing to see up there. I mean, when you got to go to do it anyway, you know, that's one thing, but it becomes a question of when. And with 2 pennants in the light world, we're going to have to do a bunch of dark world to go along with all this. So, well, we are anyway. You know what? I'll tell you what. I'm in this league, and I'll play all dungeons, and then still be like, oh, it's a pendant. We don't have to do it. It's just hard to get out of your head when you're running.
Yeah, and Trinex here has found a bow here in the dam. That is going to be relayed over to Scary Olive, so they both know where it is. And in terms of scoring, folks, how this works is that the average time between each team is calculated, and the person with the fastest average time, or rather the team with the fastest time, wins. I also noticed that someone translated the Braylon and Divisign's team name as "Oops, it wasn't there either." So thank you for that.
That's good. I like it, actually.
I'm probably just going to call them Team Oops for convenience because it's the same phonetic sounds.
Yeah, same purpose, too. Just that's rando, you know, a lot of oops. Anywho, sword to go with that bow in the dam, too, so they might be heading right up to Eastern. I don't know. None of our runners here are going to worry about dark rooms.
Cannon Burner and the Power Glove so far out of the Blind Hideout. Cannon Burner, good invincibility item, nice safety. Could also be required for invincibility logic for Spike Cave. And Power Glove, that is one of the big 3 items we want to see early because that gives access to the Dark World.
Yeah, I find it's funny, the runners on the top are pretty much trying to play Metroid top-down, so there's that, and then the ones on the bottom, well, one's getting all the hints, because he is the hints, and the other one is just a turtle rock pain in the butt, you know?
Couple of big fights as well. We have a sword here on Raylan Tanker's side. Divisign's found the Moon Pearl, and Scary Olive found the Bombo Spit, which could be required to enter one of our 2 medallion dungeons, Misery Mire or Turtle Rock. Or it can be used for both of them.
Yeah, so that's the second sword found in Saw's closet. So once some runners come up with both of them, that's part of the AGA puzzle to go with that mushroom that we may need. So only thing left would be a lamp. That's, you know, generally it's required, but you know, like most of the dark rooms need it per se. But once you see it, you know you have to do it.
I mean, to be completely honest, I know some dark rooms, but I absolutely refuse to learn Aga dark rooms. If I am having to do an early Aga climb, show me the lamp to prove that I need to do it.
Yeah, I was wanting to say the same thing in some fashion or another. Fire rod, okay, I'll take that and go with the maze, but becomes how soon do we want to deal with a mushroom? I guess we did find a moon pearl, which isn't access; it's just your ability to stay in that dark world once you get there.
Yeah, once we find that hammer, we have access to the Dark World as well, which means we can actually put off Aghanim until much later. And that's actually kind of an ideal situation when you have an all-dungeon seed like this. Because when you defeat Aghanim 2 at Ganon's Tower, you don't get a full heal. But if you defeat Aghanim 1, you do. And there is the flute in Eastern Palace. That is a very good item to have early on. That is fast travel. And also opens up the ability for us to check the mountain, although we only have a few checks we can do up there at this time.
It's fast travel before fast travel was a term anybody used, I think. But yeah, indeed, very nice. I mean, most everybody's going to get this. Whenever you get a bow, Eastern is like the thing to do. Now, when it's in here and you don't have another reason to be here soon, then it can be kind of irritating. But just the boots would be nice. The last nice thing to have to just move around with. See when they show up, if they show up.
Yeah, Braylon here, unfortunately, is here without a bow, but the good thing about info co-op share, or co-op info share, is that Raylan is telling Divisigns where the big key is, and telling you what checks to have. So when Divisigns has to come in here himself with the bow, he just has to open the first chest, which has the big key, and then go straight to Armos Knights. He doesn't have to open up anything else. Well, he'll also get the flute, of course. I almost forgot about that. But anything optional, he can ignore, which is the big thing.
It's a nice thing on these dungeons with the optional paths, like in the Eastern, it's the right side, for example, and there's nothing there that you need, and you can tell your team, hey, just don't do it.
Yeah, you can see that information share right there. Divisigns only getting the sword out of Sahasrara's house and just leaving.
It saves at most a couple seconds, but you don't want those few seconds to cost you later on either. So,
yeah, and you can see that Team Oops is prioritizing that flute. Having the ability to move around the overworld quicker is always a good thing. Boots and flutes are probably two of the most important items to have early on because they save a lot of time as the race goes on.
Yeah, and to expand a little, see, so like I said, I do play in this league. I've done co-op, I've done SMZ3, I've done this. If you can remember all those specifics as to which chest in a room has something, which I tend to think it's not necessary, but I mean, if you do and you can manage it, you can shave time pretty well, which is why this is the Invitational League. This is top tier stuff, folks. So. It's a lot to keep track of, but these are runners that can do it for sure.
So far, mini mold arm cave being checked. Nothing of importance there. Anything where they want us to go. There's nothing on the mountain except for one item that's currently in logic for us right now.
Is that the under spec rock, right?
Yeah. So, it looks like it's going to be potentially on a check that's going to be isolated, whether it be Ice Rod Cave or Agina. But it could also just be here on the Armos Knights as Trinix is about to go fight them.
We'll see what presents, but I don't know, with a flute, I would probably do the mountain first. That's just me, because it's easy to get up there, and you get your warp point as well for when you save and quit.
Well, Team 2Pearl only just found the flute, with it being in Eastern.
So that's just a heart piece. Regardless, 1 out of 12 dungeons down. There are 12 instead of 7.
Divisine's about to stumble onto the bow. I don't know where the seed wants us to go next. It's looking pretty bottlenecked, actually. Although we haven't gone to the backs of Pyro Castle all the way down to Zelda Cell yet, so there could be something there.
Yeah, that does open up a good handful. See, but it's like Raylan wants to fly around a little. It's not a bad idea with a flute. Oh, yeah, he's got to get the stuff out of Dam first.
Yeah, Divisine's just told him that the bow was there and the Master Sword, so he beelined it over. We're looking to see an Ice Rod check from Divisine's in the meantime. And of course, Mini Molder Cave as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna just I'll preface everything now by saying that if I see something, I'm gonna assume it's done. I'm not gonna necessarily remember who did it. I'll try, but if I say something that, you know, hey, we're gonna get to go see this, and we already saw it out, that's why. So
yeah, keeping track of 4 feats is definitely a difficult task. Trust me.
but,
Yeah, looks like Divisine's is going to check Ice Rod Cave while Raylan's going to go check the back of Hyrule Castle here.
yeah, their discussion was probably such that Divisine's is going to do this, and then, you know, whatever bit of Zora they can do, Agena, the mountain, whatever. So.
Oh yeah, that is a point. With the glove, we actually do have access to Zora just from the walking path.
Yeah, so while with the Moon Pearl, you expect them to get most of that. Yeah, they have the money. Only Zora's actually in logic, but that does mean that, you know, you have to think about doing it. Not yet, but well, they're not going to do it yet. Oh yeah, they are. They're going to 8 just to fake flipper in and get all 4. Makes sense.
Yeah, fake flipper being one of the most common glitches you'll see in Link to the Past Randomizer. It's basically Divisine's is going to try to dive into the water here. I'm not getting the right positioning just yet, but there we go. And yeah, because he transitions through the same frame as he jumped in the water, it doesn't do the check to say that you don't have the flippers yet, so he's allowed to swim here freely.
You know, whenever I said about the Moon Pearl, that's also probably worth explaining. The waterfall, when you leave it when you go in under fake flipper, you still swim. You swim on the dirt, but when you leave it, I guess the game checks for the Moon Pearl. And I don't know exactly how it works, but if you have it, you waterlock. If you don't, you're swimming still. Now, Hobo is just 3 bombs. However, Divisine's teammate, Raylan, did find now the hook shot, but prior the Titan's Mitts on the way down here. So he's going to Death Warp and more than likely do Dark Cross real quick, but it's a couple of big items.
Yeah, Titan's Mitts is actually huge, because now we do have access to the Dark World via the Kakariko portal.
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, depending on where the 5 sisters lay out, we could still have Agate early, but it's very unlikely. The 2 scenarios that can come up at that point are we don't have a way to get over to the East Dark World in logic. Flute and Hammer, or Flippers and Hammer could both be over in the pod area. And the other scenario is that the 2 5-6 crystals are not hammer locked dungeons, and thus the hammer is in Pyramid Fairy. That would require us to defeat Aghanim just so we can use the Castle Warp to get the Super Bomb over to the Pyramid.
Would be the logical way to do it, although I guess bomb dupe is a thing, which again, I'm not sure is how that works. Something with a screen transition on a 0 timer bomb, and you can keep it.
Yeah, it's pretty exacting. I don't know how to do it myself, but logically, you would need to fight Aghanim in order to get that item.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in a mode like this, it's probably going to be either done or shortly to be done. So
Zor has nothing.
Yeah, the waterfall didn't either. Now to go along with the Dark World, I believe the Eastern Mountain's available now with that hook shot.
Yes, Eastern Death Mountain is available.
So there's another choice. So Divisign's rightly going to go ahead and get all of that. This is where it'd be nice if it were, like, say, the first two chests, not the second and third. That way you can just make use of your info share, but not to be. You'll have to actually go through the whole thing. And 2Pearl2Furious is doing basically the same thing right now. So they'll be right on Oops's tail, as it were.
Yeah, so far it's a pretty one-directional seed here, if that makes any sense. There's not a lot of divergence you can make right now. But now that we have the Titus bits and the hookshot, there is a bit we can do. We can either go to Darkworld or we can go to East Death Mountain. And there's still quite a bit we can do in Darkworld now.
Yeah, linear sounds kind of cliche and negative, but you can use it if you like. I like funnel.
And as Seiryu X is pointing out in chat, Watervolt is still out of logic about flippers, but Zor is not because of the glove, now with Titan's bits on Scary Owl's end. And speaking of Seiryu X, him alongside with Regaru are our two trackers tonight. Shout out to you guys for keeping those items up today for us. It's definitely helping us a lot over here in the booth.
For sure, it'll get messy with 4. So, top or bottom, whatever you prefer. Paradox, the 2 wasn't too much. Go see what the rest is here, but I don't know. Me, when I've been playing, it hasn't been much, like, for a while.
Get a shield at least. There's the hammer.
That's a reverse comm curse. That's what that is. Bottle 2, so somebody can flute and check sick kid once they get a minute.
But that gives us full access to Dark World, so the world is our oyster, basically.
Yeah, Midshammer flute, no mirror. Only thing, you might lose some things that way, but that's most of it.
I think about the only thing that can make Aghanim required at this point is if something's locked behind the mushroom turn-in.
And it's hard to say what that could be.
Could be anything at this point. We don't know. Well, we can safely say that it's not the lamp, at least. But there's no getting around the mushroom turn-in. There's no way to cheese it like you can with the magic bat. If there was powder up there, we could use the mushroom and the King of Samaria to instigate a fake use of the powder. But there's no way we can turn in a fake mushroom. We have to get the real one.
Where was that thing now? I'm having a moment. Try to check that Dark World map check too. I didn't catch a whole lot of it.
I think I saw 5-6 was over in the southeast area. I think it was Ice Palace and Swamp Palace. And I believe our pendant was Turtle Rock. I don't remember completely, though.
Yeah, I saw something red at Ice. That was as far as I got.
It doesn't really matter where the prizes are, except for maybe where items could possibly be.
Mm-hmm.
Given the fact that this is all dungeons, so we have to do all 10 of our dungeons on the tracker, along with Aghanim 1, before we can go fight Ganon.
Yeah, you might prioritize red crystals, the 5-6, or, you know, the green pendant, just to get an extra check before you, let's say maybe, you know, like the fact that Raylan is in Hera right now, you're going to get a green pendant before you go to the eastern area.
Now, I do want to say that Turtle Rock being a pendant is actually pretty dangerous. Because one of the things that this specific rule set can do is it can put items that are required to clear pendant dungeons in Ganon's tower.
Uh-huh.
Thankfully, if the Ice Rod ends up in GT, it's not the biggest deal because they could just leave and we would have the mirror by that point because Swamp Palace is a crystal. But that is still a double W you don't necessarily want to do in Ganon's tower, especially if it's at the top. Because if the Ice Rod's at the top of the tower, then you have to climb back up that mountain all over again.
Yeah, if anybody was watching the ALTTPR League yesterday, it was my match. We had a pendant Skullwoods and Turtle Rock, both rods for in GT. So
I do not pity you for that. That is terrible. All right, our first look at Moldorm here on Raylan. Wasn't keeping track of the items. I think we might have found a piece of heart here in Tower Hair, but that's about it.
Yeah, everybody hopes not to have to go to the basement, but it does seem like there's something down here a little over half the time.
And there are the flippers in the attic of Thieves Town.
So that's it's a mirror away from being able to full clear swamp. So it doesn't really do much else because we've checked Hobo and all of that. So
Flippers. Once we get the hammer for Scary Olive, Flippers would put. Actually, Flippers do in fact do something. That actually puts Ice Palace in logic for Team 2Pearl2Furious.
I knew I was missing something. Just skip that so much with fake flippers that I don't think about it, but.
And there's the Fire Rod. So, yeah, they've got the care package there to get in there. The only thing they would want is the Ice Rod. Ether, meanwhile, is required for Turtle Rock. That could also be in Ganon's Tower, for all we know. All right, time for the blind fight here, as we see the Smith going on a little bit of a tour here with Divisigns.
This is one of my favorite things to do, especially none of a mirror. Take this thing all the way around, do Hype Cave, do Pyramid, do Catfish, and then just go to Sank after that and turn them in. Well, you got a flute, you could go anywhere, but yeah.
Not gonna lie, I still remember when they first made the change that you can mirror with the Smiths, or saving quote with the Smiths. It threw me off completely.
Yeah, I mean, I had no idea about it, and I started doing this after all that, I guess, so I just had to learn it, just like anything else.
It's like nothing in Hoshot Cave. Scary Olive, Crystal number 2 on the board.
Yeah, I did not catch an item up there if there was one. Probably not, though.
Only one I saw that was worthwhile is the Flippers and the Fire Rod. Alright, next it's turn to fight a Moldorm.
So we're going to see Spike Cave, too, which is nice, because we have a blue cane. Which, of course, missed where that came from, too, but...
Blue Cane was in Blind's Hideout alongside the Power Glove.
Oh, right. Way back then. Take an item from the light world and use it to fight a boss in the dark world. If you
the Ether Medallions on the Smiths!
They are the mint, I guess. Is that good? I thought it was good.
They're Coinsmiths.
Yeah.
Oh, we apparently did find Quake. I'd missed that on Scary Olive's End. I guess that was in Thieves Town? Or the surrounding area? Not quite sure where that was.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if Team Oops has it because DivAssigns didn't even check the Meyer requirement.
One of our trackers in chat is confirming that it was, in fact, in the front of the sound, so all three medallions are known, so that's not going to be that big a deal. Well, it will be if one of the runners doesn't check it on DivAssigns and 2Pearl's ends, respectively.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty automatic, so I feel like, I don't know, they haven't been in here yet, so yeah, I don't know why that didn't get checked, but...
I think DivAssigns went to Skull Woods. I thought it was Braylon who went to Skull Woods first, and it has not gone this way yet.
Well, either way, it won't hurt him, or if I miss something, then I'm sorry, but...
Yeah, if anything, I'm a little bit more worried about Team 2Pearl with the Ether location. I don't know when they're going to do the Smiths. It's kind of a long-winded check without the mirror.
Yeah. And this is just total speculation because I'm not an expert at this game. However, because it's required for both, that may funnel them into getting it a little sooner rather than later. I don't know. But Trinex is going to get the news that his namesake house requires ether. So at the very least they know they need it for something.
Granted, they're meanwhile picking up a full heart container. And that's something else we should probably mention as well, is that because one runner finds items so the other doesn't, there could also be quite a health discrepancy between the two runners as well. Which depends entirely on whether or not they want that extra health for safety reasons.
Mm-hmm. See, now DivAssigns is doing Eastern first. Has Raylan been in here? Do we know? I don't know.
Yeah, Raylan's been here because he got the flute. He was the first one to find it, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, and I mean, this makes sense with no mirror. It kind of not productive to do pod first. But the only thing is with co-op, you might want new information as kind of like a boon to the whole run. Even if it means you're putting off a dungeon of your own, but a lot of choices to be made in a run like this.
Yeah, it's not that far-fetched of an idea to do Eastern before pod if you're in the area when you don't have the mirror, because you can just go down the shortcut path and there's a warp just south of you. There's the lamp in the back of Skull Woods.
Well, it falls under nice to have at this point. It's going to death warp out. It makes a lot of things simpler later on, mired, TR maze, etc. But fire rod in hand.
Really needs to play it a bit carefully. I think these Zazacs deal 2 hearts of contact damage.
Yeah, I ran a ladder a little bit ago. I actually found that out a couple of times. Green mail, not fun.
Man, I'm just seeing items I didn't even notice all over the place. I just noticed that our bottom 2 runners have the red boomerang.
Yeah, I kind of got chat up. I figure if there's something good, it'll blow up. Red boomerang doesn't, nice to have if you need to pick up items or something on the way to something else. But...
Oh, they were in Hype Cave along with the blue mail. Oh, that's actually, yeah, that safety is definitely nice to have. Taking half damage. I couldn't even tell with the 2 sprites we have on the bottom side that they had the blue mail, honestly.
Yeah, the pokey changes ever so slightly, but I don't think that hint tile was adulterated too badly.
I think it may be a different, darker shade of gray, but that's about all I can tell.
So after the third blind, I now see that, well, you had $20, but either way, that's 3 of them down among the 4 runners. Everybody's still mostly on the same path, with the exception of that whole Smith chain thing. Now, I thought maybe Trinex was going to grab him there, but...
I just realized we're like 3 items away from Gomo. We need Ice Rod, Canis Amari, and Mirror, I believe. And that's it. Oh, and Boots, in case Desert has a Boots locked key.
Yeah, it's possible that it does. I mean, we're going to need one of the Mirror of the Book. Also, even to figure that out. But...
True. I almost forgot about that. Book could also be required before Mirror is found.
So let's see. Well, yeah, Desert being a pendant. Yeah. Who knows when we see Desert access?
The worst part, I think, is that all 4 of those items can be hiding behind that mushroom at this point, which is in logic to go get it by fighting Aghanim 1. Well, actually, except for the boots. We do need the boots for that, so we need to see them first.
Oh, on the, yeah, okay, that's where it was, on the tree. I guess never mind about the Desert Pendant thing, because, yeah, if a mirror shows up, which is going to have to for Swamp, then that's Desert access prior to GT, so it won't be too terrible, but...
It's the kid not having much, just a piece of heart. And we've seen the Moth fight already, though I don't think there was anything important there.
Getting league hype from Chatbird. We need it. We'll take all we can get. Thank you for the 21 months.
I just realized, does Divisigns bail on the routing to go to Thieves Town instead of doing Palace of Darkness?
Yeah, I guess. I didn't see if there's anything in between, but Eastern got done in a big hurry, so it might have just been a called audible among their team.
So Pod could have something important, and Scary Ops is going to be the first person to actually enter there. And this is usually a fairly dense dungeon, 5 items to find.
Mm-hmm.
There we go, another map. Look on the map to confirm that it is Ice Palace and Swamp Palace that are R5-6. TR is, in fact, our pendant.
Raylan coming up with the lamp. Oh, he already did Moths, so yeah, makes sense. Just get on out.
Yeah, usually you check that chest last when you have to, after finding the Moth, because it's just a little bit faster to grab that and leave.
Yeah, I didn't just catch if they found the other item. So that would be a yes, but...
Alright, all 4 of our runners now with the fire rod in hand. We'll see where they go with that. Big key in Palace of Darkness found. So a fairly generous opening here. That could be a pretty go-modable Palace of Darkness if nothing's in here.
Well, we didn't see the Bowlock side yet. We will shortly, but there are supposed to be, what, 4 keys out of the... How many checks is it? 6 or 7?
Yeah, because there are 4 small key doors available, including the one that leads to the boss. So they have to make sure that you don't waste any keys on alternate paths that would lock you otherwise. Green Pendant turn in, 20 rupees. And it looks like Diviscience is doing the purple chest turn in as well. This is something that Scary Elf and Trinex have yet to do because they have not done the Smith chain yet.
Yeah, we do have pretty good divergence as we find a cape there. I don't know, we get a bumper ledge check to see one of those. Cape for Scary Olive. But they do have pretty good divergence, both teams right now, so it's something you gotta watch in co-op. It helps you cover ground whenever you can be in different places.
The cape leads to half magic. Not required at all, but a nice safety to know where it is if they want to go for it. But they'll probably not avoid getting that item.
So we did check it, and I mean, I like the thing, so it can take some time to get to, though.
Yeah, and that's the main interest here, because with the scoring, how this works, once again, just for anyone who might be tuning in late, how this works is that it is based on the team's average time. The person with the team with a faster average time is considered the winner of the match. So those little extra seconds that it would take in order to get that might be a bit of a time sink, only a few seconds, but those few seconds do matter because it makes your average that much bigger.
Yeah, there's some other co-op stuff going on even now in SpeedGaming. There's SMV3 co-op. Now they do it different. They do total finish time, so it's just your second teammate to finish. Meaning if a teammate's ahead and they got time, they can go ahead and do all that stuff without impunity, get these extra things, but not in the league.
An average time makes a lot more sense because player skill levels and also just general bad luck, because there is a little bit of luck involved in these races with some RNG patterns. Most notably, Furious' lightning could zap someone unwittingly, or unsurprised death could happen. And we're seeing the old school way to get through Ice Palace with the Ice Palace Bomb Jump. No Keen of Samari in sight, so have to do this instead of Icebreaker.
And it's pixel perfect, not terrible, and Science does get it on the second try.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to figure out where you need to stand. It's just a matter of getting your position right, which does take a little bit of practice. It's not that bad, honestly.
I think I'll just offer that anybody looking to learn it, there's a screenshot you can look for. When you're one of those little teeth, as I like to call them, you're looking to cover all but one pixel on whichever one it is that you stand on once you come over from the door. But once you see the picture, it becomes pretty easy.
Arena is going to the back with 2 keys in hand. This means that there is a 1 key door that he has not opened yet, and that key door does have an item.
I'm thinking Hellway. Wasn't 100% paying all the attention, but he may also be missing a map or both. Did they find a map or compass?
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I've ever gone through all pod and not come up with at least one of them, if not both. But
okay. Raylan went to the back. Has not gone to the back yet. Going to fight Helmosaur first. That makes some sense.
Thank you, chat. We need you.
Yeah, like I said earlier, keeping track of 4 runners is kind of confusing at times. You lose track of a few things when you're focusing on one person. Big chest of Ice Palace, meanwhile, has the mirror!
That's a nice spot. Define nice, but that will speed up the rest of the dungeons in the game.
Also opens up Swamp Palace as well as Desert.
Yes, very well.
So we can find out if Desert is boots locked or not.
Really going with slash strats. That wasn't as bad as I thought. So just a map. So whatever else is in pod is up top. Although we could probably already know that was scary being on the boss as well.
Yeah, it's scary as full clear of the dungeon. It doesn't look like we've seen anything important in here other than the cape.
So yeah, we were talking about pod being something that was, you know, put off for a little bit and tends to have some stuff, but not really. Not today.
Alright, it looks like our trackers are marking Misery Mire as ether. If that was checked, I missed it, but that does put a little bit of pressure on Team 2Pearl, who now have to do the Smith chain without the mirror, although Trinix is on the route to get it, so
Yeah,
thank goodness for small favors.
I think, I'm not sure how they're doing it, but I think maybe only one team knows about that.
Yeah, Team Oopses knows where the Ether Medallion is, but with the mirror in hand, they're very likely to route in the Smith chain in its entirety with K45, as well as potentially the purple chest as well.
So now that I've seen both teams do it, I just want to say after you do the bomb jump, you hook shot right through the fire bar. Save yourself a good 5 seconds.
Not to mention you iframe through it.
Yeah.
Of course, the paths are narrow, so maybe they're a little scared of falling off and just having to do it again. It's happened to me before, actually.
Yeah, I know I have actually. Now that you mention it, clear the bomb jumping and just potato yourself right off the ledge. Good at the hard stuff, not the easy stuff.
Alright, Smith Chain for Scary Olive. We'll find the Ether Medallion. At this point, we are 2, possibly 3 items from go mode.
Another bottle full of red out of big key chest and ice. So you were going to check it anyway, but it's not one of the things we really need. Nice to have.
Did Besides really not get the flute out of... No, he cleared Eastern. He should have it. Alright, looks like our tracker just didn't mark that, but anyway. Let's see our first look here in Swamp Palace in the meantime. 6 items in here, though.
Yeah, it's another thing since I do track as well. I'll mention that every button push from either tracker causes a refresh on the page. So there again, it's something with four runners going on. You can get a lot of these eaten inputs. So.
Can't confirm. Can confirm as someone who's used the track control panel. So we're looking for the Ice Rod and the Kana Samari opposing go mode. No eyes on Desert yet, but if the big key or the small key is on the torch, then it is logically boots locked as well. And one of our 2 remaining items besides the boots can be on the torch. Or behind the mushroom, which we know is locked behind Aghanim 1 and the Lumberjack ledge.
And boots.
Yeah, I said the 2 items besides the boots.
Yeah. Just all this stuff. You just driving home the idea that you just hate to see a mushroom or a shovel on a tree.
Honestly, yeah, I really do, because it's one of those information that isn't information sort of scenarios. You know it's there, but at the same time, you don't know what's behind it, which kind of irks me a little bit. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's a stress item. That's what that is.
And there's that hookshot stuff from Raylan that you were talking about.
Teammate's gonna try the bomb diver down, which does get it. It's a I guess a horizontal lineup, maybe a vertical too. I don't know because I can't do it.
Oh my goodness, Agina had the ice rod, actually. I just noticed that.
Huh, well, that's another one-off that everybody's going to have to do. Hopefully before they go into TR. I mean, I think they will, because you gotta do Mire, you gotta do Desert, you're gonna clear it out while you're there, I figure.
Yeah, Team Oats does have a minor advantage, though. With the mirror in hand, can route in checking the desert area, starting with the dungeon, and then just going and getting, eventually checking Agina on the way.
You know, I know it's all dungeons, but I just want to say, well, maybe that ice rod is just something that we channel because TR is dependent. And the fact that it was that early, I don't know. Isn't that how it works?
I don't know. But one thing we know is for sure is there can be... Well, the only thing that can be in the GT right now, other than the big key, which you will always need, is the boots. We know where the ice rod is. Canis Mori is required to get through Misery Mire. It can only be the boots in GT if there's something locking a pendant dungeon.
So, here's me going crazy again. Can the boots be on PED if Desert is not boots locked?
Yes. If there's not a small key or a big key on the torch, then Desert is not boots locked, which means it is fair game for the boots to be on pedestal.
And the only reason I say that is for the mushroom. If there's still something needed after that at that point.
Well, at this point, it would only be the Canis Maria, which you need for Turtle Rock, so it'd be entirely moot.
Yeah, see, that's my preface. See, crazy. Be fun though.
It would be fun.
Finish early and check it out for us.
You know what would be even funner? If it was in fact what you say it was, boots on ped, because it wasn't locked for Desert Palace, but it is required to get the big key out of Gant's castle. It's on the torch. That would be a crazy ending to this race.
Yeah, good call.
And Shroom cannot lead the boots, unfortunately, because it has to be the other way around, given that the mushroom is on the lumberjack ledge.
I mean, after me and yesterday, I wouldn't put it out of the realm of possibilities.
Compass on the torch, which means Desert is not boots locked.
Plot thickens.
And that means the big chest has the small key to get the two items on the right side.
Now, does Raylan do this now, or just do land mode and see what's up there first? I don't know.
Probably gonna do this first. Raylan will probably switch to the mirror, which he clearly has being in Desert at this point. And speaking of mirror, there's our last mirror pickup on Scary Olive side.
Ooh, left side shovel. That's what LSS means. For real.
Shovel could lead us to another progression item as well. It's one of those fetch quest items. Alright, 2 items left. One item is definitely over here in the big key chest of Desert. What is inside? The magic powder!
Another fetch quest. Hey. This cane could be down there too.
It could be. It'd be really funny if the book is on Moldorm and the Canis Mario or something is on the Balbo's tablet.
Yeah, that's still 2 more checks even.
K7 Grove, otherwise known as K45, only a singular arrow. We're going to see that shovel check right now. Only 3 bombs.
Try next to left side. Anybody catch it?
I did not.
You got a big key too, so yeah, he may go back in too.
All right, time for the Lambolas.
And a nice 1 cycle with the fire rod. They're very exacting, just a heart piece. So I think we might see Magic Bat post haste since it's fresh in the mind, but we'll see.
Yeah, there's not much else we can do without the Cane of Samaria at this point.
And chat pointing out French Vanilla Samaria, which I've seen way too much of in my time, so never rule that out, but checkerboard is another one.
Yeah, checkerboard is another option, and then Freeland is going to stumble on to the Ice Rod and Nagina. Lug net, nope.
You're swinging and it's on a stick. Make it work.
I mean, it's a nice safety item to have, but it's not really worth going out of your way to get sometimes. I'll admit.
Yeah, at this point, most you'll flute to the potion shop and pick a few things up. You got 1 bottle, 2 maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, it's absolutely nice before you have the flute because you can just stock up on fairies, but once you have the flute, it's not worth. And there we go. Ice Rod information has been gotten on Team Oops. Science is now going to be rushing through Pod, only finding the cape in here, which is not necessary. Interestingly enough, we have access to 5-6 crystals, but no team members except for Trinex has the means to go pull the Super Bomb.
You can get a little funky in co-op like that. I know I had even a thing where one teammate has one, other teammate has the other one, and it's just like, well.
Well, can you imagine if there is something in the Super Bomb chest of Pyramid Fairy? That could be huge.
I mean, with each one of these misses, the chances does go up. So
I wouldn't be surprised if Trinex goes there immediately. Looks like he is pathing over that way. Oh, one of our trackers just forgot to mark Ice Pass clear for Tifficine, so both of the bottom runners have done that dungeon. My mistake.
Yep, no big deal. 4 mirrors, so they've been there.
Yeah, I didn't put that together, honestly.
Well, I know cold stare deaths are a thing, but we usually don't here on the restream don't miss big red screens.
We really don't know.
Here y'all have also handled some orange with fire nice and quick, so that'll be done. Now, I knew Raylan was headed to the CAC warp, and then I didn't see what for, but it didn't involve Magic Bat, did it? Because he's going back there now. It's probably a Smith play. Cover Magic Bat to go with that. Since he needs to do it as well.
Okay, we're actually getting information that the Tifficine Button actually died to Cold Stare. We need to look at his menu to see if he has the crystal or not at this point.
Yeah, and if he did die, it'll be. I don't know. I mean, I said, oh, we wouldn't miss that. And then, you know.
Well, regardless, Superman being turned in here on Trinex's side. Get to pick up for Raylan now, and we are going to see our first look at Misery Meyer here on Scary Olive's side.
The basement door key could end up being here. That's some red mail on the pyramid. Probably ain't nobody going to be getting that.
I'm surprised Scary Olive didn't do it. I believe Scary is still on green mail.
I did not see what Magic Bat was. It was camouflaged in some way, but boots in the pyramid. So now that makes Mushroom a thing.
Yep, Agnum is fully in logic now for Lumberjack Ledge.
What was that, Magic Bat? Anybody? Bat, okay, that's why. Green on green. Thank you. Magic Mushroom, Magic Cane.
Makes sense to me.
Chloe says Hera basement, which I guess would mean nobody did it. I'm not sure.
Okay, it looks like we had our trackers check the personal tracker on Digby, and they did in fact die on Cold Stare and left. We apparently missed that, so we have that unmarked now. Sorry for any misinformation that caused.
A good 30% of tracking with this many is extrapolation anyway, so it's okay.
Yeah, and once again, shout out to our tracker, Regaroot and Seryu X. Thanks for keeping us honest up here in the booth. And going to check for us. This also does pose a bit of a problem, though, for Team Oops, because no one has the Super Bomb, and we know the boots are there, and they could be required.
Yeah, so what is it? 4 things, right? King's Tomb, which there it is.
There it is!
Yep.
That is go mode for Team 2Pearl2Furious. They have everything they need for the seed now.
Yeah, so that's a cool chain that Team Oops is going to have to do. Get into that crack, get into them boots, and get up to the tomb. It's just a matter of when. I was kind of hoping to, hold my breath for the GT key on the torch, but I mean, we're not going to get in there now without it, so.
Yeah, boots were required the seed. It's a shame that it wasn't an Aga 1 seed, but thankfully that, what I said earlier, holds true. They can now save Aga 1 for the end and get a full health restore and magic restore before the Ganon fight. Scary Olive taking a death, though.
I didn't see where, honestly.
Looks like it was an overall death, so didn't really matter. Scary Olive making a beeline for the boots and the red cane now. Trinex, meanwhile, going to collect everything else that he is missing to go finish up these dungeons. Both of the runners on Team 2Pearl only have 4 dungeons left to clear each. I think... Yeah, Scary Olive did not finish Swamp House, it looks like. Yeah, and with Team Oops, they are needing to clear dungeons pretty quickly here. And find those boots as fast as possible. Raylan's on the right track, but it depends on whether or not Raylan decides to go check the Super Bomb after fighting Colt or Argus here. I always get my bosses messed up. I don't know why.
I do the same thing. See eyeball, say eyeball name. Nice strats, yeah.
And we saw a Hera pod there as well from Divascience. I just realized something. All the checks here, we have still yet to find our second bow. We are lacking silver Heros.
Yeah, I was gonna say at some point, yeah, this is go mode, but Master Sword Silver was nobody ever actually wants that, right? So
I certainly don't. I would rather have the Tempered Sword if I had to do silverless, in all honesty. Because if anyone's not aware, in order to do a Master of Silverless fight, you need to do, like, what was it, 56 total spin attacks against Ganon? That's a lot.
Well, the only good news with that, though, actually, kind of thing, is if that ends up being the case, you do have red mail right outside that pyramid. Make your life easier.
Well, our Tatsu runners don't even have the blue mail from...
Oh, they don't?
I believe it was Hype Cave.
Oh, true, yeah. And, well, I don't know if they go in there then. Anywho, here comes some boots for Oops in short order. Along with that red mail knowledge, blue mail. Take your pick.
Yeah, Brandon's gonna pick that up.
Yeah, as pointed out, I guess thinking about it, nobody's really going to not check the pyramid prior to Ganon whenever the boots are here, so good point.
Oh, Raylan's going to check Aga 1.
That's good. Helpful to know the spot. Unless you're me. Just bonk 600 times. Dimensional bonk.
This is actually, honestly, some good information that Raylan's going to get, because Raylan's going to be able to cover all the boots checks in one fell swoop. Which will limit how much Divascience needs to invest. Which, at this point, Divascience just needs to check King's Tomb.
So is he doing this maybe with the thinking that he'll do the mushroom first when he gets out of here?
Yeah, it makes sense, because you can go from the Lumberjack Tree to the Bonk Rocks to King's Tomb to turn into the mushroom. It's a pretty clean, straightforward route.
Hmm. So won't actually more than likely get to the mushroom then, but
yeah, Raylan committing to every single possible boot check is actually a really smart play on their part, considering the earlier death to Cold Stare. If there's something behind the boots that they just found, they want to find them fast. So going this way is actually the best play they could possibly do.
yeah, and plus this 3-minute climb plus however long you spend an ag, which is widely variable, but call it another 2. It's out of the way.
Yeah, it's out of the way for Raylan. Although, as I stated earlier, loses the full restore from fighting Aghanim 1 last. But that doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. It's just a nice convenience at best.
Yeah, it's what, 15 seconds maybe at the most to hook speed down, grab a fairy, and go. No magic, but
Oh, and Scary Olive's only just now getting the super bomb himself as well. So Divascience just gotta rush down here. This is a pretty disgusting ice palace, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Or rather, discussing C to force us to not do the icebreaker, which makes this dungeon extremely trivial to backtrack through. Because it's locked behind, the boots are locked behind Super Bomb, and those lock the Cane of Samaria, which you would use to break ice balls wide open.
Yeah, you spell it out. I don't know the last time I've seen one of those where you're just never going to have a cane before here.
Alright, here we go with the Aghanim 1 fight on Raylan's side. I think.
Go ahead.
I think the rate that Divisize will have a bit of a better time here against Cold Stare. I don't think he had the fire rod last time. I could be wrong though. And this time he does have a red potion as well, so we'll have a bit of an easier time and can definitely survive a few. Could survive a little bit better if the fight gets out of control. Alright. Raylan has defeated Aghanim 1.
Catfish. First, maybe. Or hook over. Yep, okay. I didn't see who did catfish.
Looks like Raylan's going to check King's Tomb first, which means they will find the Cane of Samaria.
Hmm. He was going to mirror inside there, but kind of wasn't real confident about where to not bonk at, I think. So.
And that is Gobo now for Team Oops. They got a little bit of ground to catch up on, but otherwise they'll be good to go. And Divisize is going to be on the fast track here. Now, I believe Divisize has defeated... I want to say the Divisize has a couple more dungeons done that we have marked. I recall Divisize being in Hera, I think.
Somebody over there was. You mentioned about a Hera pod. I want to say that's right.
Alright, here we go with the Vitreous fight over on Scary Olive's side in the meantime. Did pick up the blue mail at some point. Gonna use the potion to heal up. Doing dash strats here against the eyeballs with the Master Sword. It's definitely a viable strat, but more often than not, the more magic efficient way would be with the Master Sword anyway to just slash repeatedly, because all of those animation frames of the sword actually prevents your magic from draining that much quicker.
I don't know. I've done it both ways because, you know, maybe you care, maybe you don't, but there's those frames you count when it refills at the end too. I mean, it's whatever. At least you're not trying to do it with a blue cane, though.
Yeah, blue cane, you don't bother with that because you can't spin attack with the blue cane. That's one of the drawbacks.
Well,
it's more magic.
Sorry, yeah, but no, like dashing, yeah, that's slow. Too much stuff on the screen.
Alright, Divisine's on the way now to go get the King of Samaria out of King's Tomb, which will put his team into a full go mode. Scary and Trinex, meanwhile, they're already in go mode, clearing dungeons left and right. There's Trinex killing Helverzor King. And all that's left is Turtle Rock. And Scary only has to do Hera and Turtle Rock respectively. And both still have to fight Aghanim, so they're quickly closing in on this.
Yeah, it can mess you up a little. Scary all doing Trinex. Trinex not on Trinex. Will be soon. Not yet. Yeah.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if Scary Olive, while in Hera finishing this up, has Trinex go right in GT to check those chests, because those are often the faster checks to do if you have the key for it. And that way they can both be going on the left side in tandem by the time Scary Olive finishes up. So regardless, I think Team 2Pearl2Furious is going to have a very tight median time here, which means that it's going to be pretty hard to beat.
Hmm. Starfall, I think. What did we say the team name was on the left? Like, oops, it's not there either, you said?
I believe that is the English translation of their name, yes. I'm just going to call them Team Oats because it's the same phonetics for the first word.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just a question in chat. Welcome back, Ozna, just for that I'm aware of.
Divisites does have the Red Cane by now, I believe. I think Divisites is going to be doing Missing Mart into Desert, into grabbing the Ice Rod for Turtle Rock. Whereas Raylan's going to go to Eastern into Turtle Rock if Eastern was not already done by Raylan, which I don't recall. So it's going to be a close race. There's a Tempered Sword in the right side of Turtle Rock.
That'll take care of most anybody's needs and wants. They might run into silvers in GT, they might not, but nobody's really going to worry about it.
I mean, the silvers at this point is a bonus. Tempered Sword silverless is not the biggest deal.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like they had to do both paths anyway because the small key is over here on the left side as well with that Tempered Sword. So everyone will be getting that Tempered Sword. There is no way around it.
Yeah, Lamp and Skull Woods as we approach Halloween in the back of Skull. Get it? I'm sorry.
Diviside's going to use Cane of Burna with Slash Strats. This is going to lag the game up a little bit, but should allow him to kill several of the eyeballs before the magic runs out.
Yeah, options aren't great without a cape on his end, so it's probably the nicest reason to have silvers at this point, but so it is.
And the more eyeballs you destroy, the faster Pincher shoots lasers, which are completely random. Down to a single heart. Very close encounter there for Divisides. Almost died to Fiddy, but gets through.
That is a tough walk to have to redo, for sure. No, Taz, actually, where is it?
I just noticed that the Sprite Trinex is using turns into an actual Pokey. What do you get, a bunny beam?
Oh. Like a Mario Pokey?
Yeah, the Super Mario World one specifically.
I was gonna say, there's the links. Thank you, Regaro. That's where all the league's stuff is being tracked. Nice website set up by T Sigma. And I'm sure with some other help going on there as well.
So we've got 3 runners on their way to either on the way to Turtle Rock or through Turtle Rock right now. Diviside's going to be a little bit further behind. Scary Owl still has to do Hera as well. Overall, this is going to look to be a very close finish, but I would say at this point, 2Pearl2Furious is at a very tentative lead right now, probably about maybe a minute and a half at least.
Yeah, we hit some funneling bottlenecky points here and there, but a minute and a half, if that's what it ends up as, is still pretty tight for an all dungeon seed. So.
Here, I was just getting the key and going. Now I'm going to check the first two chests here. And the bottom chest of Laser Bridge have the green potion, so they have a little bit of extra magic states per Ganon. And Trinex is going to check the other two chests of Laser Bridge just in case silvers were there, so that Scary Olive could double back. They did not have it, so going to be clear to move on. Actually, it's really smart to check them now before they leave. And we're not going to have too much time on Trinex's end here, as we see Divisine grabbing the pendant out of Desert. Because once Trinex defeats Trinex here, they're going to be able to go into Turtle Rock, or Ganon Tower. In fact, they've already been able to do so, and I'm surprised we haven't done that little guessing game we like to play by now.
Yeah, I usually pick that up right around the time this crystal, or in this case now a pendant, gets picked up. But,
yeah, we still need 7 crystals to enter Ganon's Tower. So, now that they have defeated... Trinex has defeated Trinex, it now means that we will be entering GT to find that big key.
So the thing we like to do, I believe at this point, is simply post a number between 1 and 22 in chat, and we go in order from the first entry into that tower to see who wins a lifetime supply of seeds from Sahabat. A Scary Olive still got to do Hera. It's going to open Ganon's Tower now, but Hera's going to take with a Hera pod, I would imagine, about 35 seconds.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if Trinex finds an early key to go right first, and then Scary Olive goes left after finishing up Hera. Or they can have Trinex go left and Scary Olive go right, depending on where the keys are. We'll see. Hope Room first, here in GT. Small key. Bombs. Mirroring, so not going to check right side. Alright, time for the torch. Was it a torch lock seed as well? No, small key.
So that's 3, right? 3?
3 so far, yes.
4 through 7. Okay. I'm bad at counting. Just when we're playing this game.
Blue boomerang. I was wondering where that was. Third small key. The golden sword.
That'll be a real nice cannon. You know, maybe the real guessing game is the book.
Would have been asked them. There's the big key in the map chest.
Number 8. We have Mimic Cave and Adraz with 8 for guesses, so don't worry, there's enough seeds to go around. Congratulations. So about 5 minutes or so, give or take, we're going to have an Aga 2 fight to deal with.
Yeah, and both runners on Team 2Pearl still have to do Aghanim 1, which means they will get that full health restore. So don't have to worry too much there. Both runners are also on blue mail.
Yeah, with that Master Sword in hand, that male was a big concern, but I'd be surprised if anybody takes more than one hit at this point. Hey, you know what,
Yeah.
Mimic Cave? I got the guess right the first time I tried it, and never since.
So I'm not sure how the race are going to finish up just yet, obviously. But there is something I need to mention here. If 2Pearl2Furious finishes before either runner of Team Oops finishes, their median time by default will automatically be lower than theirs. The only way the median times kind of play is if Scary Owl finishes first, then Bova Team Oops comes in, and then Trinex comes in and afterwards, as an example. So, but if the one team finishes completely before the other team finishes, then it's their win regardless. The median time does not really matter too much. Yeah, Seru UX in chat is basically saying what I was saying. It would have to be go first four for one team and second, third for the other. Which at this point, it's looking like that will not be the case. Best I can see is it potentially being 1, 2, 3, 4, or going between the other two teams. But in that scenario, it still would be one meeting time being sooner than the other, regardless. Raylan into GT now. Both runners absolutely flying through here.
Trinex wants the silvers. I don't blame him. I like having them. I don't think this takes up too much time, but...
Well, the nice thing about Trinex checking these checks is if the silvers are not up here, Scary Owl can skip them.
Mm-hmm.
So really, Trinex is checking these chests and taking a couple seconds out of the lead to give his part of the information to save them more time.
All right. But the worm always has something to say about it, doesn't he?
Yeah, but overall, that is actually a very valid strategy, especially when we're going by average time. And the silvers are not on the top floor, so Scary Owl can save those few seconds and not open those chests. I want to wonder where the silver arrows are, actually. I would guess they were on right side of Gannis Tower. We've seen most everything else.
Yeah, well, we'll get told, and if it says something like Light World, which it likes to do often when we haven't found them on a seed like this, it'll point at something like Graveyard Ledge. I don't think that got checked.
Okay, there's only 4 places it can be right now. Because we just saw right side GT from Raylan. It's either in the center of the basement, which is the Armor's Knights and the Rando room and all that. It could be on the Mushroom Tournament, actually.
Yeah,
It would be funny.
Be a good one.
And other than that, it can be behind the book spots, because we haven't checked those either. And I can't think of anything else, honestly.
Yeah, that happens, and then you come up with all kind of stuff. I'm going to say pet. I'm going to say, I don't know, did they full clear Laser Bridge, actually?
Someone did clear full clear Laser Bridge, but I don't think anyone checked Mimic Cave.
All right.
And there we go. We're seeing Trinex going to clear the final dungeon, Aghanim 1. This is required, once again, for those just now tuning in, as part of the all dungeons goal of this race. We have it set in the randomizers so that if you do not have a goal met, Ganon is completely invulnerable in Phase 4. So by setting the goal to requiring all dungeons to be defeated, Aghanim 1 must fall for Ganon to be vulnerable to the sword in Phase 4.
Just like the tower that is done right before this, in most instances, it's the longest part of this requirement at about 3 minutes to GT's 5. That being said, a single Aghanim is, well, probably Aghanim's best strategy. Splitting was never, it's never the most advisable thing he ever did. Because you can spend some time in here. I don't think it was too bad today.
Yeah, of course, in Randomizer, Aghanim is also seeded, so he doesn't have a completely random pattern. Our runners will get the same RNG for the fight regardless, unless they die. Which, I recall that being a big thing in vanilla speedruns, because Aghanim could be generous and not do any of his blue ball shots, or he can do upwards of 15 and make you do a very long fight, and that could take... And that the difference can be absolute minutes. So, always nice to not see that.
Miss the hook speed there. It's always a fun one to do, but not the end of any world by any means.
Now, with Aghanim 1's defeat, they will be put right back on the pyramid to go fight Ganon. But unlike Aghanim 2, Aghanim 1 gives you a full health restore, so they'll be at full power going into the Ganon fight.
Magic as well, so it's just like any other boss. Well, except for Aghanim 2.
Yeah, it's strange that Aghanim 2 is like the only boss that doesn't do that. It's weird. But then again, he's the penultimate boss.
Maybe it gives you one to just channel that all into getting that flute to work in the Dark World one time, you know?
I suppose that works.
Especially in Randomizer when you might not even have the thing.
Can't refute that. Nope, cannot. Anyway, the lightning attack is always the 6th attack he does.
5th.
5th attack, yeah. Anyway, there we go. Pretty clean Trinex fight. Or Aghanim 1 fight from Trinex. That's confusing as all hell. But now, folks, with all the bosses defeated on the tracker, the goal is now met, and it is now time to fight the pig on Trinex's side.
Pig telling you about a duck, a sheep, and a rooster.
And with the Gold Sword, this is a very straightforward fight. It's only 6 slashes is per phase to advance Ganon throughout this. Or is it 12 slashes in 6 minutes? I don't remember.
The Gold Sword makes no difference.
Yeah, it makes no difference. I forgot.
Well, you wanna know what? For 25 years, I thought that Gold Sword spin did, like, a level 8. You know, double. I thought it was double and half. Half for poke, double for spin. I don't know.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've seen it again in fight, so I might have slipped my mind there. But regardless, the fight should be pretty straightforward here. Afterwards, we're in the Silverless phase. They were in Ganon's Tower, so they were in either in Random Room or behind the Armos Knights. It's in the central area of the basement. And it'll be just another 10 spin attacks now for Trinex. Also sitting on the torch cliff, so doesn't have to worry about that right torch going out.
In the meantime, we have simultaneous Aga 2s from Team Oops. Now, one of them was done, Aga 1 hasn't, however, with 2Pearl2Furious both on Ganon, it is little effect at this point.
Yeah. And you might see Ganon raise his hands just briefly before he teleports away. That is the opening for a silverless hit, and it's only about a couple frames. Because of the longer hitbox duration for our spin attacks, it's the most common way to hit him. But getting slashes against Ganon like that is not unheard of, as we see Ganon fall Trinex.
10 seconds or so, and go ahead, sorry.
One of his own minions betrayed him. Anyway, we're going to get that time. We're not going to call the time just yet here, but it is done sub 90, though. Very nice time for Trinex. His finishing time was officially 1:29:30. We'll see where the other three racers finish. Right. Good serverless setup thus far from Raylan. Getting some very clean triple hits, it looks like. It should be falling any second now. Wow, this is really close between Raylan and Scary Olive, actually. I can't tell who's ahead anymore. There goes Raylan Tanker getting the fight done. And there goes for Scary Olive, too. They're finishing right next to each other.
One slash behind, yeah. That is going to be a dot done for 2Pearl2Furious. Watch your step on that bridge. But he done.
Yep. Final times for Raylan Tanker and Scary Olive. 131 flat for Raylan, 131.05 for Scary Olive. But because Trinex and Scary Olive finished before Divisigns, their average time on Team 2Pearl2Furious is going to automatically be lower than whatever time Team Oops can put up. So they are the official winners of this race.
Hello.
And we are now joined by Scary Olive, and I believe Trinex will be joining us shortly. Yes, there he is. GG's to both of you. What a great race this was. Very close to near the end, too.
Thank you. GG's.
Yeah, thank you.
I blame it all on Olive. He carried me through everything, so that's good.
Well, if you go back and listen to the comms, I mean, we can't blame you because you had 12 Trinex fights.
Guilty as charged. I messed up a little bit.
Just trying to slow him down a little bit, one at a time. It's fine.
So,
yeah, this was a fun one, I think. It was a very slow seed to start with, and every moment on Death Mountain that I had to walk to nothing felt great.
Yeah, when he told me, like, oh, the mountain only has the hammer, that's it, nothing else. I'm like, what, are you serious? But then also pod was empty, so a lot of places were just like, I did all that for no reason.
It worked out, though, for pod, because you didn't check the bumper ledge the first time in the area. And just as I was walking that way, you said you got cape, so...
Yeah.
Check things off right away. Worked out. But yeah, I think part of this was I could not remember if I actually got keys in Ice Palace. Because I was trying to rack through my brain whether or not Ice Palace would have been Mario Lock. But I don't know what I was thinking of at that point, because I don't think the key dropped on the boss. It was an item, but I just couldn't remember anything as I was walking out of that dungeon. So, but thankfully, we had the Pyramid Fairy give us the boots, and then King's Tomb give us our go mode. So after that, we're pretty well off.
Yeah, and as we just saw, the mushroom, which we knew was on Lumberjack Ledge, only led to either a heart container or a heart piece based on Fungus for Life.
I see.
That was actually kind of scaring us for a little bit, because we were thinking, what if it was Samaria locked under the tree there, or something else was there?
I think Olive at one point wanted to make that desperation play, but don't think we had any good reason to at that.
Yeah, I said, okay, we didn't have a lot of options, and I thought, okay, I could go do AGA early, and then it's never lost. But then we didn't have the boot yet, so it was like, well, no, let's wait, because it's gonna be slower to do it without boots, and we can't get the mushroom anyways. So I was just enumerating things that we could do, and then I think you found the mirror right after that in ice, and I went to get that so we can, because I knew that was gonna open so many things. But yeah, we shared the things pretty evenly, and so we got to finish around the same time. So that's pretty good for us. We like that.
Yeah, and then I noticed there was also a little bit of strategy coming into play into the end of GT as well. But speaking of Ganon, Science, you just finished up Ganon. That will be the last runner to cross the finish line here. GG's to once again to Team Oops, who will hopefully be joining us for an interview here as we get the finish time here. There we go. We have the official time now of 1:34.53 for Team Science. Once again, that is higher average than Team 2Pro will put up, so they are once again the winners of this race. And I believe we've had someone in here for a little while now. Would you care to speak up, Raylan?
Heyo, GG's.
Hello, GG.
GG's, Raylan.
GG's.
Divi
So
won't
this-
join. Yeah, Divi won't join us since it's almost 2 a.m. here. So yeah, you'll
Okay,
have
Divi
to do
Science.
with me alone.
Okay. So there is something I want to mention here. If this was just between you and Scary Olive, this would have been a very great race. You guys almost finished within 5 seconds of each other. That was just amazing.
I took a quick peek in the restream after I finished and saw that Scary actually did drop into Ganon before me. So yeah, I'm at least glad that my Ganon was good.
Yeah. I think the main deciding factor, as unfortunate was Science dying to Cold Stare. If you
Yeah.
not died there, that would have been you guys finding those boots a lot faster and thus winning the seed. But
Yeah.
those things happen.
Yeah.
You guys did very well regardless, though. You guys kept up quite the nice pace there.
Yeah, we knew this would be a close race, but we are by no means chanceless. So yeah, we just had to perform at an midnight start, and yeah, we did hold up for the most part, I'd say. So
Yeah, you guys did very well. You guys were in the lead for the most part as well. It was just a great race to watch, all things considering.
it's just Divi Science and Ice Palace and co-op races. We have a history in League with that, so I guess history repeats itself, which is unfortunate. But yeah, what can we do?
Now, your team, if I recall correctly, this is your first time in the invitational side of things. You guys got promoted from Open League, so you guys showing off a pretty strong team, standing up toe-to-toe against a veteran of the invitational here with Team 2Pearl. So can't wait to see how well you guys do going forward with this. And you guys, of course, have a second race this week. I don't see it on the schedule when that's going to be. Do you have it to know?
It is not fully scheduled yet, as like this race. Our schedules do not line up very well, and
We know OSA said he's free all day Saturday. So if there's a Saturday anytime, I think could work for. I'm not gonna play,
yeah,
but
the second one was planned to be played with Death King, and Death King unfortunately is not available on Saturday until at least 4 p.m. Eastern.
4 p.m.
Which
Eastern
is-
is fine for us. But
Yeah,
yeah, for you it's a bit late again. But
Yeah, it's better than today, but not by much.
So what you're
So-
saying is it's likely to happen Saturday, so that's good to hear.
I think we do not have much else options, unless we would like to play at Friday midnight or Friday to Saturday midnight our time. So Friday 6 p.m. would that be? So yeah, somewhere in that time frame. Again,
I'm sure you guys will work
most
it out.
likely.
I'll look forward to that race regardless. And folks, if you want to see any other matches here coming up, we actually don't have any other matches here because we have another one in SpeedGaming 3, which is Team Go versus Team The Spoilers. But that happens right around the same time as we did, so that race could have already been done by now, or it's in the near end of stages. If you want to see another race, though, join us on SpeedGaming 2 for Team Los Friends Canadians or Team Did You Check Your Boots at 6:10. And here on SpeedGaming, Team The Titans versus Team Spherefinity will be going at it. And there is potentially another match at 2:10, but that is still to be determined at this time. That would be Team Triple Dino Disaster and Team Fromp's time if that actually goes through. But yeah, I can't think of anything else to say about the seed except well done to you guys. This was a very interesting seed to say the least. A bit slow because late boots, but you had early flutes as well. Any final thoughts on the seed before we let you go? I'm sure you, Raylan, you have to go talk to the German restream, I believe we have.
I just said to the results after I find the flute. Nah, don't go. No, don't go. So sure. What can be there under a bow? Mhm.
Never to find
Okay.
that second bow. It was apparently in the either in Random Room
Yeah.
or in Central GT.
Yeah, no way to get that. Not with the big key that early. Yeah. We tried. It wasn't meant to be. We will have our chances to perform.
and
And
we look forward to the
hopefully-
rematch for sure.
Yeah. Hopefully we will get some better times for matchups or just do not have unfortunate mishaps. Oh, GG's again. Was a
GG's. I gotta
good
go
ride.
prepare for the qualifier.
oh that's happening in what 6 minutes?
It's 6 minutes, yeah.
Well then,
Ah.
best of luck there.
Yeah, good luck.
I'm probably not taking that one for obvious reasons.
I've actually
Yeah.
just been informed by one of our trackers, Saryu, that there is actually an open league match happening right now over on the ALTTPR League main channel if you want to see some more Randomizer tonight, folks. But yeah, once again, then get your GGs in chat here for Team Oops and Team 2Pearl2Furious. I'm not going to say your full team name there, Team Oops, by the way, because it's not something I could say. And I think they already left. But yeah, make sure to give these guys a follow in chat. They put on an excellent race for us tonight. Also, make sure to follow my co-commentator Scoopula and our true trackers Regaro and Saryu X. They put on an excellent race, and you can give me a follow as well. But I think that's going to wrap things up for us here. So for all of us here at A Link to the Past Randomizer League, I have been Wolfling0370, and we shall see you all next time. And thank you for watching. Have a good night, everyone.